Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I was sending out stuff everywhere. Sending out stuff everywhere. Payday on ETF. Payday requested. They're usually pretty quick. Quad hour or quad witching as well. We've already taken that daily low. This one here, barely by 2 points. Not exactly flying down in terms of failing. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But man, oh man. Little surprised this didn't tap in, but we're having some major issues right now. It'll be interesting to see where this 15-minute candle closes. Our first opening one. Very possibly we'll get a reversal, especially if it continues going sideways and then we get some sort of movement here taking us back up to there. Definitely don't want to get ahead of it one way or the other. People sizing it up for a huge reversal, and that's fair, right? We haven't touched midnight open since 4 a.m. Usually we like that for a major reversal play. Usually. It's freezing in my office right now. Can you guys hear my heater? Are we all right? Morning, Wing. Morning, Matthias. Zeg, El Pibe, Drama, Zach, and Rahul. And all you other lurkers. Multiple previous extensions. Hey, Brock. Maybe I'll get rid of all of our notes. We talked about that this week. Going to start doing that for you guys in premium. A little bit of a sort of a cheat sheet to measure up our entries and exits on the day. We'll get rid of that now. What do we got? What do we got? Where's our 1800? Where's our 1800? My goodness. That thing? That small one right there? All right. Yeah, already dealt with that. Cool. Midnight. Already dealt with that one. Cool. So we will wait for the 15. Waldo. Waldo Oscar. Waldo Oscar. Yeah, interesting, eh? Previous day. This one that we delivered to so beautifully yesterday. Just underneath. The way this is behaving, our concern is if we validate or not. And it would be quite nasty if we actually swept up into our area of interest and failed to close above this, giving us the inverse of what we're hoping for at the lows. You will not find me shorting this, even if it's a beautiful, beautiful move. Personally, based off of what's going on here, major indecision at a low. If we're going to create indecision, we're creating a range that might manipulate higher, or rather there. And then we would actually be looking lower to snap it. Can't get involved short, at least not yet, but this is my real name. I love it. I love it. Mainly because when we miss you on the lives, I have to say, where's Waldo? And I sound like, you know. So I'm happy that I don't have to go through that. Now I can say, where's Oscar? Nonsense. Again, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Looks like we're going to get it. Wasn't wild about the follow through. You got a little bit of lethargic price action. Would be shocked if we didn't take this high. But again, we're dealing with this 15-minute high here. You see a lot of interest selling above it. If the bearish price action can keep it underneath that. My guess is that it will anyways, and that would entice a lot of shorts to come in. They know what they're doing. Morning, Dennis. I knew LPB was I didn't know who the name was, but I knew it was somebody that I knew their name. So that was bugging me. I was like, LPB. I don't want to call him LPB because I know who it is. But I'm not fully awake yet to know who. No trades for me so far. I'm going to wait and allow this to shake out. Quad witching hour, which means I'm going to be very, very, very cautious on our setups. Some days the weather conditions are not ideal. Other days they are. Drama taking trades in here. All right. Ironically, I'm focusing less on scalping and more on catching the big move, which is going to lead to these massive payouts that are coming in. But it's funny seeing you guys pick up on the price action and going, oh hey, oh well, there's a couple $100 bill. Great, thank you. Let's go. Still nothing doing. Got 17, 16 seconds. Look at this nonsense. Little surprised didn't take that. We'll see if it can close. You got 7 seconds. Closes inside. Trap shorts before they run them and then run them. Ooh, just closed outside. How about that? Validated a 15-minute. Good lads. We'll see if we deal with this or not. Not wild about getting long in a massive range down here. But I can understand it, at least for this high at 1150. Whereabouts are we here? I think if it's going to run, that's going to be the one. I think I'm going to hop in this. Okay. If we close underneath it, then I'm going to get stopped out, but I'm happy with the risk. Again, my target is this high at 711. Leading heavily on this imbalance and displacement up. And the closure on the 15-minute giving us a little bit of an idea. If we get a shove above this high at 87, then I'm going to put my stop underneath that 63. Okay, actually, sorry, I misspoke. My stop now goes 73. And we're looking at 711. 711 half, which is likely going to be we got a squeeze here, or I'm immediately flat. I don't want a major reaction. Get up there. That's nasty. Nasty internal. I don't want this pushing up and then going green to red. Giving it a few minutes of time. It put in a new high. That's what I wanted. But I thought we were going to squeeze above this. Obviously not to be desired. We'll see if we get a bounce off of this manipulation candle. If not, and we can't trade above this high, that I have to manually exit, or it's just going to take me out break even. Okay, really good reaction from that manipulation candle. Giving it a little bit of extra time. Little bit of extra time. And I think if we're going to squeeze, we're really going to squeeze. But again, finger on the trigger. I'm not really wild about everything going on here. We haven't broken order flow, as you know. I don't really want to give it the chance to do so on quad. But if we get a push here, okay, I'm going to move my stop now. It goes underneath that candle. I'm going to lock in at least this, right? 86.5, so 86.25. If we don't get our push here, then I'm flat. There we go. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Get rid of all of those orders. Anybody at all? Can we understand the methodology with it? What we're waiting for? Price to tip its hand. Everything. Boom. Yes and no? How did our 15-minute close? Bullish. Valid low. Where's our target? Actually here. Should I still be involved? Possibly. Possibly. We've got targets here. That imbalance didn't get hit. That displays through the low. We would expect to trade back into that. That's fair, right? That high being 720. Guess what? We went one tick away. One tick away. However, validated the low. But what did we create in the meantime? We also created an imbalance. So urgency. You've got some major issues here. People are trapped. Trapped from where? What's this? A high, a low, a high that makes a new low that now breaks, that trades back into where? The imbalance. Displacement through. If we respect this imbalance, it means we're putting in a new high. We actually got that there. That could have been a very, well, I mean, that almost stopped me out break even, right? Even though the trade wasn't invalid. In reality, I should have had my stop underneath here. Right? And I shouldn't be break even until this trades back in, fails, and then we go higher. And you're seeing that imbalance hasn't got tapped yet. We're still struggling up here, probably because we want to tap into it. First day trading Apex PA since payout approval, locked in green. Oh, whoop! Zack attack. Congrats, bro, on the payout. And all of a sudden, boom. How many points are we going to leave on the table, lads? How do I get some fire in the chat for Zach here? How do I get it? You'd think I'm 70 because of my lack of technological prowess. But in reality, I'm just... There we go. Fire for Zach. Oh boy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Whoop, whoop. What do we got? What do we got? Starting the day off with 760 per account. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Why not, really? Look at this. Before we even get in, you guys can see the dome, yeah? Like, you guys can see my screen. We're not making a repeat of yesterday's nonsense. Taking trades and not showing them. All right, good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Obviously, the big one being careful if this inverts here. Actually, before we talk about any nonsense, right? That is not what I want to see at all. 15-minute imbalance, inversion inside of it. Let me just make sure that copied over. Yeah, good. Good, 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 good. Is this a prior swing? No, it's not. No, it's not. Did I get good? Could I have gotten involved in this so far? Possibly, if I would have taken the engulfing candle, but I would expect it to trade back up to this area of interest. Right? How's it going to do that? It's likely going to bounce from here. And then we're looking at an aggressive trade, mind you, somewhere in the 709s. Whoop. Oh, man, oh man. That just knifed through it. No confirmation or anything there, or even ability to get involved. Nasty business. We'll see if they're going to jam it up to this area of interest. But I think that would have been valid, personally. You could argue break a structure and trading back into the SNDR, which makes this imbalance a little bit less effective. But anyway, you slice it, that's a violent movement. And I think people did go short there. You probably will get a movement back down to 711. Hopefully, this does this and jams up. 955. Careful, lads. Right, this should deliver back down to here, but for the same reason I was looking for this to go higher, I was actually thinking that it might get held up there. Obviously not. Right, so here comes your trade back down. And if we're going to run higher, we're going to run higher this way. Can you argue breaking order flow? I don't really think so. We don't have a swing point here. No 1 minute valid high. Very true. Very, very true. Nasty business that Sam just spotted. I think this is a valid area to consider long. But very, very violent price action any way you slice it. Right? If we're going to squeeze, this is going to respect and it's going to fly. You're going to find out PDQ. Trying. Quad witching. Does it squeeze them immediately? Or do we just die here? Going to be a major decision made. Major decision made. Uh-oh. That's a huge uh-oh. Not the best candle at all. And what do we get? What do we get? Nothing that I can consider getting involved in, but I think that bears are going to get absolutely railroaded here if this pushes significantly above 22, which it looks like it is. And up to 56. Should I still be in this? Very possibly. Or should I be in this at all, actually? I didn't take a trade in there. I think that that was surprising to me. This, so the trade back into it, you can see how well it respected it. And then a bullish candle, right? Bears needed this, right? They did not want that getting held up. Boom. And I think 56 is minimum. Very likely we'll trade up to this area of interest here in the 80s. But I think 56 is definitely huge. And based off of how this is reacting as well, we just blasted. Like, if we disrespect this 15-minute imbalance, and the midpoint is here, which is also coinciding with the lows, then we go flying. As in flying. You got another 140 points of a target. Also of note, this, which coincides with that as well. Coincides with that as well. Now, could that be a squeeze and just fail to get back into the area of interest? It could be trading back into this high. I suppose that's fair. People are shorting in here. I don't think it's substantiated, and I think this imbalance is going to be key. But I will not be taking inversions in this for reasons. Here's your 10 a.m. candle. Right, it's a new 15, open it up. Driving lower. It'd be interesting if we break this order flow. I think I can take this off now. That was our 15-minute high initially. Right back down to our area of interest. Beautiful. Again, so far, failing to validate a 1-minute high. So far, a lot of selling taking place. See if it achieves anything. Nasty business, that. Closed outside the 50-minute opening range, correct? Getting a ton of interest in here, and yet no follow through so far. Driving lower, very, very cautious. And accelerating now. Careful. If that fails to make a valid high, I think that we're going to absolutely crush shorts. If. Right, we're inside the 50-minute opening range now, again. Blasting lower, careful. We've made a valid 1 minute high. It'd be interesting to see if we tap back into the manipulation or not, or if we're just going to continue lower. Again, inside of the 50-minute opening range, we would expect higher prices, but we're having a major issue right now. Major issues. Right? It looks like we're actually trying to rally a little bit and failing. We need here comes that push. See if we can blast over this area of interest again. If we can't, then I think we die. This is where all the volume was initially, kind of in the middle there. Again, we haven't traded back up into this. We still got midnight highs. Now that we're trading back into our 50-minute opening range, this is going to be very, very important to see if we can validate this low or not. If we can, then I think we fly. If we can't, then we got a little bit lower to go. Major decision to be made here. There's that high, okay. Or sorry, there's that valid low, my mistake. Not wild about the acceleration lower. We'll see what goes on. A little bit surprising on quad. But I'm still holding to my guns that we trade a little bit higher. We're just trading back into the opening range, and I think we squeeze if this can close weak. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Do we get the highs? Do we get the highs? Not involved. I really like that price action, but again, not really involved in this. I think there'll be something a lot cleaner, but I really, really like the price action that was going on. I didn't take this on ETF, but I am long on Apex. I'll show you guys the trade here in a sec. I'm actually going to take this off here just for a scalp, as I didn't like that there was no real structure here, and then we, if anything, we built an SNDR and then failed. What I'm liking is this, right? So the tap back into the opening range after closing above it. Yes, we had an imbalance form, but I'm not really seeing anything structural. This high has got to do what? It's got to break the swing point. So far, it hasn't been able to do that. Now, it's possible that we do this, and in which case we tap back in and then we go lower. I think that's possible. But if we're going to trade into this 15-minute imbalance and fail, usually you'll have either some sort of swing point change in order flow. And you could argue this. I think that's not really the predominant one you're looking at. You're looking at this low here. Right? And you see that we're really dealing with this area of interest. Right? So that area of interest, obviously an inflection point, major inflection point here, that tiny little 1 minute SNDR, and yet you can see its strength. We blast through it, trade back up, trade back into the middle of it, gone. People will say there's an EMA line or something there. Yeah, see, that's it, Zach, right? Okay, fine. I expect maybe a long in here. And, oh, okay, a little bit lower it goes, fine, whatever. And then I get this. And then I make twice as much as I lost. 50% win rate, twice as much. But leaning heavily on the narrative. Leaning heavily on the narrative. This is gross, and I'm taking it a little bit easy. You guys see that I'm actually not involved in this, even though I have pretty decent conviction we're going above here and then further. Right? And mainly that's because of witching, and I don't think that this is very, very clean. Right? I like this a lot. I like that we left a target above. This gap, however, is not going to matter if we start delivering on a higher time frame lower. So what do we need for that? Well, you need your second distribution to be violent. Do we have anything violent in here at all? No. Not at all. And in fact, we're doing the exact same thing again. Right? So I'm actually going to see if I can get, if they tap back into this one more time, and then my stop goes underneath 701.75. And see if we get a lift, which should squeeze above 37 and then 52. If we start chopping around in here or failing, then I'll probably take this off. But again, this to me is not second distribution long. This to me is everybody's getting short, and I want to be long. Right, so giving you a little bit more room than perhaps I should. Right, we swept above. We then swept underneath that candle. So I'm liking the price action. Should I take a couple $100 out of this? Probably. But to me, this is not what I would want to see from the bearish side, and it looks like I'm gonna get clapped here. Okay, all right, fine. And I'll be patient and wait. This is a little bit better from the bearish side, and I'm fine taking that loss. I think that was fair, but not going to hop in on this sweep, right? This being a weak low. The only reason I hopped in was because of this failure here underneath here. I thought that was valid if we're going to run higher and squeeze similar. Now in reality as well, I don't really like this change in order flow. I don't think that's the predominant swing point, as I mentioned. You're kind of having this issue here, so that low being 77, that low being 77. I would expect that to get ran. Nasty business. We might have to sweep that 15-minute low. We're actually trading into this little in volume imbalance as well. I do think we take these 77s even if this rallies. There it goes. So we'll see. What do we got going on our 5? Do we have a valid? We just swept the valid high candle on the 5, so we'll see what goes on here. I'm not going to be long with it. I think that it's valid. I'm just not wild about playing the liquidity game here so far. If we get a validation or something, like where this imbalance gets disrespected, then perhaps we'll get a weak candle and I'll go long off of that. But we'll see what goes on. All right. I doubt we sweep this. But trading back into that imbalance, I suppose, is fair. That's a good respect of this one as well. I'm going to get rid of some of this nonsense. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Still looking for midnight, just wondering if we're going to trade lower before we go higher. Right? Which very well could sweep these out. We don't really have the 15-minute sweep that we like. There's your stab, taking out this candle, I think. Yep, by a couple ticks. Nasty bit of PA with quad. but I think it's still squeezing. There we go. Did that take that low too? 63? No, it did not. Oh. Can't really go short. Again, we were talking about this forming. Not wild about it. You can see why on the 5 minute here. And this is a little bit tricky multi-time frame. We kind of made equal 15-minute lows. I also don't like how lethargic this is. So maybe we get that last shove down, that fails, and then we get our higher time frame movement. The counter argument with that is if we've respected this 15-minute imbalance and we've got to take these out first, which I think is a valid consideration. But as it stands right now, I'm waiting for something a little bit more clear. More clear. Do we have a swing? Yes, we do, right? You got this. All right, valid market structure swing, market structure 101. What do you guys think? What can we let's go right to the chat. What do you guys think? What should we got 3 ETF accounts to give away. And by the way, if you guys are using our code for it, they're running like an 80% off sale. Sometimes they're 90% off for their anniversary. If you use our code, I believe you only get 50%. So you've got to use our referral link to actually take advantage of their 80% off sale. And I think they're actually the cheapest. Them and Take Profit. Them and Take Profit are the cheapest. Took a 5-minute wombo to the 23. Beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, make sure you guys are using our referral link if you're purchasing codes with them, right? Just so you guys get the most off. 80 bucks. 80 bucks is their activations. Lifetime steep. Lifetime is steep, yeah. I think they do a good 3-month package. I'm kind of a fossil, a creature of habit, where I always do the monthly activations. And that's probably an old paradigm that I had when I was getting consistent. Monthly 80 bucks, yep. Monthly 80 bucks. I think it ends up being like 100 or 110 all in. This is gross, by the way. Right? Strong push, cool. Maybe you've got something like this. Yuck. Yeah, that was a beautiful wombo trade. I love that. Right. Can't get involved here. If anything, I'd be leaning a little short for these equals. I think that just hit your 23.6 for your target. Would be my guess from Wing. But yeah, getting back to it. Like, what would you guys like? What would be like a grand prize today? You guys want free months into the mentorship? You guys want maybe we'll buy some accounts? You guys want what do you guys think? What do you guys like? What's your flavor? Sounds expensive. I don't think so. I mean, I think Tradeify, I think their activation was 125. Top Step's activation's 149, which is more than everything, even without the account itself. Apex is about the same. Who else am I missing? Who else am I missing? Accounts and strat sessions are the biggest ones for me. Okay. I think that we had a couple people on stream last week that that still haven't got their strat sessions. We might pass those off to some people. We'll see. Look at this. Failure to validate a 1 minute and just squeezes to high heaven. I'd be happy to win anything. Yeah, me too, man. I've never won a... I've never won a marble race. Bum, 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 bum. Never want, never. Well, yeah, I need to talk to myself, man. Bull, let's get a strategy session going here, bro. Let's level up some of this stuff. This 100K payout you got on deck? No, we can do better than that, can't we? Sure we can. Sure we can. If this closes weak, I'm probably going to hit it for a scalp to continue on. Not wild about the order flow or anything like that, but if we're failing to go lower and we get some sort of a candle like this and the response is just accumulation, then not quite good enough. I wanted that bearish. I think it still squeezes, but that's not my it's not my model. It's not my model. Bullish candle. Papa Socio, the uncle. That's a nice red to green, though. I think we get a squeeze here. Wouldn't be surprised if some major volatility comes in a couple of minutes, especially if we got like another inside bar or something. Let's get this 50-minute imbalance gone. This is annoying me. I think we all know whereabouts it is at this point, and especially with this chart going. Yeah, Mikey's really unwell today, so he's not watching the market. Mm-mm, 100K weak sauce. I know, right? I know. 100K US is like 3 million Canadian as well, so pretty much retiring as soon as I submit the payout. Can't justify anything. I think shorts are having a really rough time, especially if looks like we're building an SNDR here, right? We don't really have any validations on either side for an intermediate time frame one, right? But this is not what you want to see in terms of this, right? I think if we're going to fail, this failure here would have sent us lower. Instead, we failed to do that. So here we are. Squeeze City, and I'm sitting here like a dope with my hands on my mouse. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And you could argue as well, like this area actually snapped higher. Cool. There's your first trade into it. Right? We broke structure. We came back down. We didn't actually liquidate it, which I would have 100% gotten involved in. And who could have predicted this, right? Hey, Mendez. Option strat's coming to the bullpen in April. Option strat's coming into the bullpen in April. We are launching a whole bunch of different stuff. I've got we're getting a school community sorted. We are taking everything to the next level and really just spiking the hell out of this place. Right? No hindsight nonsense. Yes, I'm not involved, but I think at least you guys in here, especially those of you guys that have been around for a while, you can understand. Did I get long and then taken out? That was in here, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, that was in there. Which is basically what I wanted here, but didn't get it. Said to go lower. Yeah, I would have got involved for sure there, and yeah, I would have hit that had it been weaker. Had it been a weak bar. Can't really justify that one being decent. Just unfortunately didn't get to sort it out. Yeah, driving higher. 841. You got 80 points left. YOLO. Please don't YOLO. Heading home from a night out. What's that like? What's that like? Finally achieved our objective, by the way. I think if we're going to trade back down and look for anything, I think it's going to be something in here. That SNDR. $10.25 as well. Major reversal time. 50-minute sweep if we invert here after achieving our objective. Then I think we get a trade back down into here, and that would be good for 20 or 30 points. Need that closure. And that closure's got to be underneath 46.5 in 14 seconds. Otherwise, I can't justify it. No. No. Don't do it to me. She might still close underneath and then give us barely a tap back into like 750. Really like the setup, just might not be ready yet. We might need a might need a 15-minute sweep, which I wouldn't be terribly interested in. I can't go long here. I can understand that trading it should break that high now at 772. Right on cue. Here we go. And the reason entirely for it would have been the needing that long to come out of here. But stepping back for a sec, does everybody understand why we were looking to take up into here and then by extension this? The 15-minute closed above, right? So we had an opening range, 15-minute breakout in a sense. We trade back in. In reality, this was a change in order flow, which then barely tapped back into that. I just wanted to get involved in something in here, and I guess I was waiting for a little bit more perfect than when I needed to. No longs up in here for me. I'm going to wait and see if there's anything down at like 716 or so. And that'll probably be my last trade of the day. Apex is up $2,000 per. And ETF, I think, is still, well, I'm taking these easy, right? So 561, nothing special. But again, keep your losses small. I'm fine losing 200 bucks and making 700 on my next trade. And you should be too. Just saying. Just saying. We'll get some marble races. We've got 300K statics, in case you guys missed that. And if we get 50 plus people in here or so, then if we get 50 people, we'll get some free mentorships and some strategy sessions and whatnot going in to the marble races as well. Right? So we'll see. We'll see. Until then, we'll just run it up. Grab another couple of trades in here. This is nasty business. 15 minutes going to close in about a minute, 10 seconds, so I'm waiting for that. You could argue this being an inversion, and then we leave this 15-minute high for later after we trade back in and then run. I think that's a valid idea. Understand, though, that we are trading back into this SNDR. This is the area that snapped underneath this daily low. So if we liquidate it, then we're doing something like this and much higher for Friday. But as it stands right now, our expectation is that this actually shoves us lower. That could come from here. I doubt it. But we'll see. Here's your 15, looking gross. 20 seconds left. Not wild about taking an inversion trade now. I wanted that kind of more abrupt than what it did. Barely trades back in. Not really anything I like so far, but I expect it to trade back down again. Careful of this now. This looks like it's picking up steam. All right, so what's the midpoint there? 716 or so? If. And then that low being, let's try this out. Zone 4. There we go. And 704, 25. If this is probably going to knife down. If it's going to take me out, it should take me out pretty much immediately, and that's fine. But given the velocity, this is likely going to be a violent move. So I don't want to miss it if it's going to tap back into the SNDR and then just blast. Sort of similar to this. Bit of a personality trade of the day. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong for about 12 points, and that's fine. If I'm right, then I'm expecting this high to go, and, well, you got a 60-point trade on our hands. And I'd likely add on confirmation going on here. Don't do me like that. Yeah. Yep, I suppose. Back up to 759. 756, I mean. Yikes. Maybe not. I think the squeeze is no. Yeah, probably should have hit that, eh? Yeah. Yep. There's your 23.6. I'm actually going to cancel out of all those. That's pretty much exactly what I was hoping for. I just wanted it a little bit lower to my area of interest. It's probably still valid, but now we've got a major sort of break in order flow, right? So we got this high, that low, broke, trades back in, possibly. But again, you'd be hard pressed to really be leaning heavily short at this point. Right up until it is. So far, I haven't been able to validate a low, but I think we will. Yeah, can't really justify a short here. I think that move was good. That's a much better reaction. Yeah, okay. Actually, you know what? See if we can liquidate this low. If we get that stab back up into here, if it's already done. And I don't think I'd want it going much above 60. There it is. And we're looking for this low at 24.25, and then very likely the SNDR itself, if this is going to move properly. And if I get a strong push down, then I go immediately break even. I don't really want this messing around here. Okay, there we go. And get rid of that. I want death. Now that it's traded back in, I want death. I don't want it having to mess around with this high. It's probably just going to take me out here. Yep, okay. Not invalid, just didn't really get what I wanted to see, and I think this is yeah, I think this still works out. Just not really liking the PA. All right, we got our 15-minute. Well, we got our 5-minute sweep. We didn't get anything 15-minute. We've actually respected that 5-minute there, and just not really liking how this is looking. The only thing I like about a short is that change in order flow after trading into the area of interest. But this looks a little lethargic to me now. So it could end up still going similar to this, but I don't really want to be a part of it. I think we're going to go higher. Right? But I can't justify going long in here just yet, even if it does end up squeezing. I think that like this of an idea is valid, given that we've now traded up. You could argue that we've already traded back into the 15-minute opening range, and I think that that short is probably, if I had left it to my stop, I'd probably still be able to make money out of it, but don't really like it. Don't really like much about how this is delivering. And there you go. Right? I think it's very easy too, especially in this environment, to get thrown about in the wind inside of these ranges. If you're going to take your trade, right, change your order flow, trades back in, and your expectation is that this trade back in leaves, then fine, take your idea and size accordingly, risk accordingly, etc., and go from there. Right? But do not take your stab, break even. Take your stab, loss. Take your stab, finally make money, and then end up mental capital drained, and then missing potentially a large long or a large short coming out of it anyway. Right? We don't want that. We don't want that at all. Right? So hit your idea, and then if your idea works, Awesome. You could argue I should be long in this, and I think that this is not what you want to see after we've achieved our objective, even with internal failure, which has sent us lower, at least in the interim. I think this liquidity sweep should run this low, but we've bounced off of this SNDR twice so far. Haven't quite gone down as much as I thought we would, which was the whole purpose of that short anyway. What was I up? Like 10 points, 15 points? Whatever. No, I think bears get squeezed pretty badly here. I'm just waiting for something to get taken on the way. We've got a nice little liquidity run. And then if that fails and we fly, then I think we're gone. Right? Yes, we've achieved our objective. 50-minute does not look crazy. That could be the sweep there, but again, not really wild about doing that. I'd love to see a displacement through both of these, and then that inverts. The old 16 area coming in hot now. Given that we've ranged, I think this is going to be valid. You know what? I'm actually going to hop in if it tags me in again. Right, middle of the SNDR after liquidating this, would expect to trade back in. We'll see. And I think that my stop will go slightly under that 704 low. Oh my God, 706. Okay, I think definitely underneath it now. Right, so the idea is this here. Not wild about this at all. Right, so expecting to trade back up to the 720s at least for the inversion. If this ends up closing weak, then I'm going to manually exit pretty much immediately because I don't want to be part of whatever is going to go on afterwards. Right, but if we're taking liquidity and then we're going to run, and we're going to run out everything, then this is something I want to be part of. Not looking for a $100 trade here. I'm looking for potential of this, and you could argue that I should be out already, but if we get above this high and we squeeze to the end up target, then I definitely want to be a part of this, right? So I want to see what the reaction is to here. If we get violent, don't really want this area mitigated, so ideally candle pretty much similar to what's going on right here would be perfect. Right, but this is the area, if we're going to fail, this is where we're going to fail. So I need to see the reaction that's going on. Well, that was disgusting. If it comes back up to 60, I'm going to mitigate this, or it's going to hit my stop first, which it looks like it very well might. What a prick. What a prick. Okay. I should have stuck with my initial plan. I got a little bit too, perhaps a little bit too greedy with how violent the movement was. I should have taken my 1-to-1 and just left it at that. The idea was if we're going to disrespect the wombo, we trade back up into it, and then if we're going to continue lower, fine. right? I think that might have been inducement and now failing as well. So this might be my last trade of the day. Staying with the idea of narrative. And we'll see if we get a stab back in to here. But don't really want to get too far ahead of this. If this goes red to green, then fine. And this will be my last trade of the day. Yeah. Let's see if we got. Nope. Should have marketed it in there. Should have marketed it in. We'll wait and see what goes on out of this. Again, nasty failure, but swept the S&DR area of interest. Trading back into the 716s, which was our initial entry. But now we've got internal failure. 15-minute candle is forming here. We've just swept out the prior one. So that could be very, very violent. I don't really want to chase this too far, but if we size accordingly, put our stop underneath 706, I think that's valid. And again, last trade of the day, but this I think it's valid risk reward as I'm expecting this 15-minute high to go. And we'll see what ends up happening. Brutal stop out before the move. Idea is still valid. Hoping we get a stab back down into this and in the long holds. I think that 706 would be the hard stop. And again, the idea is the 15-minute. We haven't got our change in order flow. We do have a bit of a swing point here, so this is a little bit more risk on. If this ends up being a weak candle, like a very weak bear bar, then I'm going to hop in there as well. There's your change. Maybe we get trade back down to that fractal. Ah! Okay, we'll see if we get a stab back in here. Again, change in order flow, 15-minute sweep, everything I want. Perhaps was a little bit early there based off of the S&DR. We just needed to sweep it out, and now we get a trade back in. Ideally, like the lower the better. If we get 722, ideal, right? And I think that aligns sort of with this, which would be at 15 or so. This area is pretty much mitigated, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just left, but I want trade underneath 21 at least. You could argue that it's just going to bounce from here, in which case I want to be long again. Can't justify this unless it's a weak bear bar. And again, looking for the highs. Hopefully this goes red to green, otherwise I'm going to miss this and be very, very frustrated. Good trade, lads. Perfect execution and waiting. I'm actually very, very annoyed that I didn't just mark it in there when I saw that. That moment when you put your stop underneath a 15-minute low, which is the objective, and you get taken out and miss a couple $1,000. Definitely an adding opportunity. I think if I was in here and I started seeing displacement, that might have been valid. I'm still hoping we get a trade back down now that we've kind of mitigated this consolidation a little bit. In which case, I'm still looking for this high at 770. So not really concerned about... like if your risk is here, then people will buy the middle of it at 34, which is why you're kind of seeing a major issue there. I'm hoping that we get a little bit of a stab back in. All right, we validated. Have we validated a low? Technically, we validated a low. Swept the candle. Nothing personality-wise I can get involved in. No compression, nothing. Don't really want to be longing up at 40 and then my stop goes 30 points lower, but I think it's Still valid. Right. Just be aware of what weather conditions you're in as well, guys. We very well could get some nasty price action like this, but I think that this is just going to squeeze to the point where I'm considering if I just need to get involved here on some weakness. This is very, very strong. Like, attempts to sell off being massively bought up, and I think we're actually going to run up to here pretty quick. Oh, man. Give me a 3-drive failure so I can get involved and not sit on my hands. Beautiful, Zach. Love it. Love it, bro. No, this is just spooling. This is just spooling. Give me something to be able to get involved. This is the closest thing we've had to the bear bar in the last 7 minutes so far. Here we go. No, we can't even take a low justifiably. Let's see. Ooh, if this ends up being strong, we might get a sweep of this low, which would be beautiful. That will give me a low risk entry. But if this sweeps and goes red to green, then I think we fly as well. Get down there. No. Red to green and missed it. Beautiful. Expectations, we're creating an SNDR here. Not really wild about taking entry this far up. Especially with this potential failure now, but really liked how we disrespected that candle. Nasty. Could be heading a little bit lower. We'll see. Obviously not happy with whereabouts I'm in, but this is more of a swing position than a scalp. We technically didn't break order flow with this. Better entry would be here, which I'm likely going to add on here. And finally, okay. I'm now expecting fall through from this low. And if this ends up being strongly bearish, then I'm going to be flat pretty quick. And we'll see what goes on here. I think stop will be underneath 16. Definitely not wild with this at all. Should have waited for the imbalance. Right? Comfortable with the risk. Not risking 10 points in here. This is a swing trade. Right? Based off of lethargic movement and the major failure at the SNDR, which led to this, but didn't break order flow. So I need to see major relief here, or else this is going to be a quick exit for a decent chunk of the morning profit. Average position 37. Probably should have added a little bit lower. We got our change in order flow here. Now expectations to trade up. Probably higher than 32s here, which is my average position, which isn't great. Could have definitely managed this better, but still thinking that we're going to take this high and then get to our extensions. Just hopefully not before we take 706 low. This imbalance cannot be respected, or else this position is going to be a decent loss. And it looks like it's going to be great. Okay. This will be the last trade of the day. If this candle doesn't recover, then I'm going to be out and pretty quick. Didn't get our 15-minute sweep. Got our trade through. Climactic action. Lower time frame breaking order flow, yes. Right, higher time frame, stabbing back in violently. Not exactly ideal for bearish PA. So still expecting higher prices. Otherwise, I'd be out of this. No question. And again, this is a swing, so I'm not going to take it off here if it does rally. This position, I'm looking for the highs and beyond. But again, finger on the triggers. I don't really want this imbalance to start gaining steam, right? I'm expecting this to squeeze. Could I mitigate here? Yes. Do I want to? No. Will I get clapped for it? Possibly. But this is mainly order flow, narrative, structure, all of it. We'll see what happens with this high at 45. But again, added risk. I think this position was down, what, $1,000 at one point. But again, this is on multiple accounts. Right, so we'll see what happens at 45. There it goes. I want a closure above that manipulation candle. If it can close there, then we're looking for a really good stab. I definitely want this area respected now on the way back down. I don't want it sort of a balanced price range. I want this flying. We've taken that 45 high coming back in. Not ideal. There we go. Much better respect. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I will take 2 off here and then I'll let the rest go. Okay. And looking for 72. Major failure here. I exit immediately, but looking for 72, 75. Boom. Boom, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Should I still be in this? Absolutely, I should be. 815, 841. In terms of entries on that trade, if I had to grade myself, that would be a C- at best. C- at best. First one being here. Second one being in here. Right? Not ideal at all. Could have definitely had lower with this. Right? We're leaning heavily on narrative. Heavily on narrative. $1,500 per. Cool. So let's walk through it. Walk through it. 15-minute high. Weak. Swept it. Candle range theory. Change in order flow. Bang. Took my paper cut in here. Frustrating. But also failed to recognize the 15-minute low. So I deserved that clap. Why? Because this ended up being inducement that then ran it out and we had a higher time frame movement. Now, the key with this trade otherwise... Oh, hey, Tom. Hope you're doing well, man. Tom did huge level up. And as you guys see, he's not actually in the bullpen anymore, but I definitely wish him the best. He's flying with size. Change the order flow, trades back in, gone. Right? Gone, gone, gone. So deserved my clap. That was rough. Mainly because of the entry, but leaning heavily on narrative and theory. And you get paid for it. You get paid for it. The main thing is that when you get these firefly candles, you got to take into account what we're doing structurally. So we've got a whole bunch of different stuff here. Yeah, we got the 841 and everything else higher, which I think we trade up to at least 815. But if we take this off, are we bullish or bearish, lads? Right? You got a high, low. What happened? Did it fail to put in a new high or low? Yes. So we go higher. We then trade lower. Did it put in a new low? No. This is the intermediate time frame. So what do we expect? Right? Will this eventually have a catastrophic sell-off? Very likely. For the same reason that we just got that there. Right? Lethargic movement leads to higher time frame movement. Lethargic movement leads to failure, higher time frame movement. So on and so on and so forth. Look at how much I left on the table, lads. Look at how much I left on the table. Right? Not even a low taken. In reality, this should be more of a swing rather than this. I'm 30 points plus, plus, plus. Anybody grab anything in here? I think the key with it as well, I kind of got sidetracked explaining a whole bunch of narrative, but the key with it isn't necessarily I'm going to go long, like do not go long with no plan and just be like, well, YOLO. I want this every single time. No. But don't go, well, you know what? I'm going to go long here and risk 10 points because I want a 10-point long. That doesn't make sense, right? Don't go long here and go, I want to risk 10 points, right? You actually would have been saved on this, but, hypothetically, let's say, whatever. Just cuts. Right? But I'm going to swing up to here. That makes no sense either. Right? If you're going to take a swing trade, get involved on pullbacks with your desired trend. Stop accordingly. Maybe it's here, maybe it's there. And risk accordingly. And now what it ends up, right? Even this is a 1.4, which isn't great. Probably a good reason that people were taking it off at 2. There's your 2. 2 to 1. So people bought in here, and they probably weren't selling here. Out 72 as well. Banger. Wing, you're flying, man. You're flying. Doesn't matter if it's on sim, eval, PA, whatever is going on. You're flying. So let us know how close you are when you eventually get to your first payout, because that'll be fire. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Right? It's in the name. It's in the name. So now what? Well, all this from one little tiny bit of analysis. One little tiny bit. And yet, who was on the right side of order flow the entire morning, despite having horrific entries in there? Nice voice. Teeny tiny analysis. That teeny tiny analysis just paid us. Bank. Going into the weekend. Bank. Those of you guys that don't know, instead of going multiple accounts, I decided to really go into a cocoon in the last 4 to 6 weeks. And instead of having 10 to 20 Apex accounts, I decided to scale up a few of them and just focus heavily on that. And here we are. As of today, $81,000 per on a few accounts. That's going to be a juicy end of the month. What should I do? What should I do? Free account, free evaluation for everybody on the milestone payout. I would like to share something about my money management on profits. When I have a win trade, I'm going in a smaller time frame, 5 and then 1. It helps me a lot to not leave money on the table. Okay. I think, like everybody can learn market structure over a weekend. I think narrative's a bit of a beast in itself where you have an idea, okay, I want to see X, right? Okay, here's A. And then if I don't get like a higher time frame movement on B, then this low is going to put in a new high. That's basically narrative in a nutshell, right? And then sure, you got smaller time frame ones, but essentially your 1 minute time frame, where I think people get confused is they use it for structure and they kind of have an issue reading the 5 and the 15 in terms of what the market's actually doing and moving towards. So that's awesome that you use a 5 or for your entry or your 1. And I think that's great, Maria, because for example, if you use this as your entry on the 1 minute time frame and take the wombo combo, for example, okay, we've got this here, cool, and now we're looking for the pocket. There's my entry. And now I'm looking for something specific. Does this knife through? Get knife through there. We got held up here. Tap back into it, gone. So, like that's valid for the 1 minute for an entry, and that's what we use the 1 minute for. If you're using the 15 for an entry, that's fine too, and you're kind of looking for failures to align with your bias. But your bias becomes extremely heavy when you're using higher time frame candles, because you have such high risk that you want to make sure you're on the right side of order flow. Now the good news is that it's easier being on the right side of order flow with your 15-minute time frame, for example, right? Okay, we made a valid low. what happened here. We tried coming back in. We had a change in order flow. So easy bias, right? Despite the closure outside of the 15-minute range, which we lean heavily on. And then what you do is you go to your 5, especially in higher time frame movements, you'll see this. Now this is lethargic, which is an issue. Eventually this will lead to failure and then death. Eventually. Whether that comes out of here and then we trade back down into this, which would be my expectation for today, or whatever. Your 1 minute lowers your risk and it gives you a precise entry, but your 5 and your 15, use them for structure, confluence, and your win rate just flies through the roof. Flies through the roof. Because what ends up happening is people will use the 1 minute and they're not really sure about structure. So what ends up happening is they're like, okay, well, this is a valid 1 minute swing. We've got a high, a low, or sorry, a low, a high, duh. We make a valid high, obviously. We break below this low. So this is technically a swing. So now we want to be shorting against it, right? Wrong. We don't use the 1 minute for structure. We use it for order flow. Our 15 minute is pointing upwards. This is lethargic. So our narrative is telling us higher, right? Lethargic movement leads to squeeze. Our 15 minutes pointing higher. And we're shorting against that after trading back, like a violent movement back down, that now it's order flow broken. No bueno. That is a losing strategy. Losing strategy. Not good. Not good, not good. We'll see if this continues trading lower. You kind of got your consolidation here. I do think we trade a little bit lower than this. I think I'm done for the day. Well, actually, we might not. That's a pretty violent 5 minute. Right? I'm not really wild about the move here, but I mean, you gotta be very unhappy about how it's delivering this. Either way. We'll see if it trades into here. We'll see if it trades into here, and then why don't we give away some stuff? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? More importantly, should I invest in like a studio webcam and you guys get to see my my expressions when I'm in a position that's probably not ideal? Can't believe Mikey missed this that long. He's gonna be laughing his ass off later on. Laughing his ass off later on. This to me, yeah, I don't know. I'd love a movement back down into here. I think that aligns with our Wombo as well. You're probably going to have, well, you're very unlikely to have a 5 minute low. So I'm probably going to, I'd probably leave it here, but I think it stabs down a little bit lower into this. And I think that this is probably more accurate if I'm looking for something to trade lower. Isn't that going to mess with your psyche trading live? Maybe. Maybe it might throw you off. Who is this guy behind the screen? Yeah, this is gross. No, honestly, what throws me off what throws me off going live is the idea that you guys are taking trades based off of what I'm doing. Right? Based off of what I'm doing. because I love the idea of the educating, the whatever, but like, you guys don't, like, I mean, what was that? I mean, I suppose that was like $500 per. Like, that was a horrific, that was 37. I was down about almost 20 points at one point. So what is that? I was in 2 cons, so that's like $800. Right? Do you guys want $800 risk? Probably not. Right? Despite that. Now, I mean, the risk reward was obviously worthwhile. 37 to 2 off here, and then probably should have let that ride, and I'd probably be out somewhere in here. This trade was live on NQ. Yeah, I just took that live. This is the market that's currently going on. And I think you also have your inversion here too, which really skyrocketed things. Now, I mean, again, was I in on the right side of the curve? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This was doing that. It could have gone down a little bit further, and I might have had a difficult decision to make. The stop was ideally underneath here. I wouldn't have wanted to see it trade underneath there, and that would have been a 30 point clapper. Now this is somewhere where I should be looking long, but again, don't really like it knifing through this. I think that if this ends up with a reaction, you got a new 15-minute candle opening. That'll be beautiful, right? And if you do end up taking this, understand this didn't quite reach our target. I don't really like those highs, but that did sweep, right? But you got a new 15-minute coming in 10 seconds, so I'm going to avoid anything here. Right? Quad witching, and that's a nice little sweep. But again, I'm not. I think I'm done for the day. If this blasts from here, I can completely understand it, right? If I would have been looking for, if you're trading aggressively, that would have been as that candle trades through, expecting a very strong bullish candle to form from 49.75. I wouldn't really want it to chop around in here, but I really like this, right? You're not wild about this second distribution violence, right? And if this closes bearish, you're in for a little bit of a ride. I think that's done now. Right, here it goes. Right, so I think a lot of people did get involved there, and price was just blasting down. Right, these are the trades that I'm starting to avoid taking as much. When they work, obviously they work extremely well, and you could argue probably something like this too. Right, I don't think that's valid. I think it would be here. But trying to do more of these sort of narrative type positions. If I'm wrong, then I get clapped. If I'm right, then guess what? You make $1,500 per account, $2,000 per account, so on and so forth. You do that over 40 days. Here you are. Here you are, here you are, here you are. Just to give you guys a little bit of context on this ETF account as well. Let's see. And by the way, in no way, shape, or form is this advocating that trading is easy. So including today, these were the last 11 days on this ETF account. Right? In fact, the 11, as you can see here, the 11 days since inception. So nothing remarkable. One day where I wasn't feeling well and decided to take one trade, and that's it. But this is the power of consistency. This is the power of consistency. It doesn't need to be $4,000 every day. Take that when it comes. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Right? Today, $1,500, not 4,000. But so on and so on and so on and so on. And all of a sudden at the end of it, 12 days in, you've got an account worth 65 grand, 15 grand. Right? But that could be a couple $100. That could be $400. Who cares? Work on the consistency. Everything is speaking out to you, right? I'm not going to go on a rant, but man, I see so many people working on other people's chapters. Why? Why? This $1,500, that's probably one trade for Jade Cap. Or Kane, or those guys that are getting $2 million from prop firms. I'm fine with 100 grand. I'm going to turn that 100 grand into probably $1 million. That's cool. That'll be my next chapter. But I'm not taking this away from myself and the consistency that goes on in my system and my way of trading. Nor should you guys, if you're making whatever it is, but you're making it consistently and you're getting better on a daily basis. Compete against yourself from yesterday. Don't compete against what I'm making. This isn't even somebody's stop loss. Right? Dennis just took a short from 806. Not even there. He's probably in from up here. Banger. Absolute banger. I'm sure somebody else in the chat took something from here. Maybe you took a scalp back down. Who knows? Right? There's a million ways to make money, but you got to do it consistently. And then you've got to work on your psychology. A lot of you guys are seeing a huge increase in your trading from the NLP events. Huge increase in your trading. Because all of a sudden you've shifted your focus to making money, from making money rather, to managing risk. And that's how you judge, by the way, a responsible prop firm. If their mindset wants to see you managing risk and growing versus get a payout today, go, 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 go. And then 15 accounts later, you've liquidated yourself. Right? That's why we waited so long to partner with anybody besides ETF. Because they're actually on board with that methodology. Like us, they want to see you guys succeed. Very, very different. Very, very different. Right? This has to break structure. You've got this low here. Right? At 695.25. Otherwise, this was a very violent move that achieved de nada. Right? And I think internal structure is this, which it looks like we're going to snap here. Or at least attempting to. I hope so, bro. I hope that your short makes $1 million. Right? Look at that 15-minute. And yet, here's the 15-minute low at 717. Right there. So if we can create a valid high, then I think wherever that goes back in, you might get that tap back in if it can break that 1 minute SNDR structure. right? I wouldn't be ideally wanting to see a change in order flow out of this. I would hope that it just unloads for you. I'm definitely not looking long. I want to see this melt for you. And I think that's fair given that whereabouts the 15-minute extensions were. Right? Like, what, we gotta be a dick for 3 points? I think that was a beautiful short on your part, right? You got that high, and then, right, we swept it. Violent movement, trades back in, fails. Trades back in, fails. Sideways, death. Get underneath that low. You got 6 minutes. Yeah. I'm not suggesting that you're like, oh, this is gonna melt, or I'm gonna allow it to come back up to 806 or something, right? But I think you're obviously on the right side. I just want to see it die for you. Want to see her blast down, that is, sorry. We still have these equals as well at 663. So a little bit of confluence for a juicy target for you. Here goes your 717. Can we get underneath it and hold? Let's go. I think if we weren't going to hold, this would have broken a swing point. I see no reason for this to get held up here so far. But we want that confirmation. We want that confirmation. We'll let this play out. We got about 5 minutes, and then I want to see. Well, make sure you guys are in the chat, because I'll be getting names and everything for the giveaways. And what we'll do is if we can get, well, we'll see. We'll see. If we got 40 people in the marble race, then we'll give away a mentorship month. 40 people. And then this is nasty if this gets held up here at the 15-minute low. It's the only place really that I would expect that. Right, so 40 people will give away a mentorship, and then 50 will give away another one as well. Right? Let's get a good marble race. Come on, 3 minutes. Give Dennis his banger. Yes. Yes, I did use order flow. In fact, I think I have Jigsaw right here, if you can see that. I started using candlesticks. Brooks candlesticks. And I traded based off the 5 minute on ES. And that didn't work. So after that, I started using, by that didn't work, I mean I couldn't make it work. After that, I started using, careful on the 3 drives if this fails. After that, I started using indicator-based strategies, which also did not work long term. I had no idea about structure or anything. And then after that, I used order flow. And I took a little bit of teachings from how order flow worked. As in, occasionally I'll be able to determine when I see a change in personality on the chart and that. But essentially, it's all something similar where you're essentially looking at the chart from a different lens. So you're kind of looking for accumulation, manipulation, and distribution with order flow, right? Sort of this, you see a buyer stepping in maybe at 685. You want it ran out, and then you're kind of long somewhere in here based off of that. You see the order book or whatever. I think the Bookmap's trying to get into the order flow, or not trying. I think they're a very good software, but they're essentially a liquidity pool software, which is, I think, probably as much order flow as it is ICT. I think there's much better ways of looking at the market than that. I think anything, order flow or otherwise, needs structure. You need to know if the market's ranging or trending, and then you need to know whereabouts it's going. Which I think order flow doesn't really solve. All you see is buyer stepping in here to push it higher. You don't really know where. Does that make sense? 13 seconds. Come on, lads. Give us that closure, trade back in, and then give Dennis his banger. 5 seconds. Don't you dare do it. Get down there. There you go. There you go. There you go. Whereabouts is the trade back in going to happen? Might liquidate this high. What we got for 15? It's way up there, eh? No imbalance. I'd be shocked if it trade back up to the 550s. Shocked. Should I put a little bit of text here? Yeah. Actually, never mind. Okay, we'll do an ETF giveaway in about 2 minutes here. Let me get Steam going. Pull that down. Updating Steam. Updating Steam. All right. Send a message. Get your friends over here. Get out of the way. I don't want that nonsense. Oh. Hold on. Let's get everybody in here. Marble race is going on. ETF, 100K statics, and mentorship strategy giveaways. Let's go. Bum 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 bum. Target filled. All right. Beautiful failure long at the 15-minute low. We did confirm it though, so I expect this to be a retest. I'd be a little surprised if we traded over 55, but that was the area that I'd be looking short, wherever that high ends up being. Is that right there? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Did somebody say marbles? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. What do we think? 1 in the chat if we want to see this this trade back up and then fail. 2 in the chat if we want to get our marbles on. We ready to rock? We ready to rock? This is the 15-minute. So I use order flow based off of the 1, right? Where I look at changes in order flow. For example, the trade that, the last trade that I took, high, well, that actually goes down to here, sorry. The high, the low, trades back up, bang. Beautiful long, right? 15-minute change. And then we've now created a valid high on the 15-minute now, trading back up. I half expected it to take that high, but that would have been a violent movement above this. You might get this, which then fails. But the idea is that 1 minute for order flow and entries, so it gives us low risk. The 2-minute, or sorry, the 15-minute gives us structure and directive. Sam, you're outnumbered, bro. Sorry. Sorry. Marble days. Damn marble days. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. You guys probably can't hear it, eh? Can you guys hear this? The music, the tunes? Good. Shouldn't take this long to load. What's going on here? Come on, let's. Okay, I'll give it 5 seconds and maybe it just needs to be restarted. Alright. No, way too much. Round 2, let's go. Yeah, it says something to do with YouTube. But we'll see. There's the music. And oh my God. Give it half a second. Come on, marbles is right. Alright. This is weird as shit. Hey, there we are. Race. Just took a half an hour. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a test. I'm gonna put Mikey in here. Where is Mikey? Is he here? Reflex. Hey, Reflex. Good to see you, Martina. Okay, let's test. Let's test. Let's get rid of all this. We'll leave Mikey's number one, yeah? Okay, let's get type something in the chat so I know who's here. I'm gonna start putting in some people, see if you can see them. The Reflex 5. We got Nick. What's up, man? Good to see you. Whoop! Hopefully you guys all caught some bangers today, by the way, while we get into the fun stuff. I know we love making money, but which is more fun, making a $2,000 trade or okay, Robbins. Tim, we got Tim, we got Salah. All right, we got Waldo probably in spirit. I'm gonna still call him Waldo even though it's Oscar. Whatever. We got Wings. Wings crushing it lately. Love it. We got Mendez stays awake. We've got Maria. We got Sid. G. We got Colic. Crushed. What's up, man? Crushed. Ryan. The Holdenian one. Maria, we've got already. Rahul. NJ. Mr. I hope you're from New Jersey. We got 7. ILLU7. Love it. I'm sure there's something behind the name. We got Sam Boy. Sam Boy. 33. We got Brock. Brock the Rock. Yeah, I got Oscar. And then who do I got? I'm not even in here yet. Bull finally gets a win. I'm gonna put the wifey in here as well. Who else we got, lads? Jesse, what's up, buddy? Hey, buddy. Good to see you. We only got 26. Who else we got in here? Well, how many lurk? We got tons of lurkers. Tons of lurkers. I know Dennis is here. He's probably just managing his shorts, so I'm gonna put him in here. Can I join as well? Yes, man. Of course you can. Of course you can. Dim Sum Meow. All right. Trader Demo. Good to see you, man. We got Ben Bresser. Ben. All right. Sizzy. All right. Turty. We got Turty. Mikey's already in here in spirit. NQ Warrior Trader. NQ Warrior Trader. Yeah, I got you in here, Dennis. I wasn't going to take your eyes off the chart. I think I got Maria all the way at the top. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. There you are, Maria. Alright, what else we got? We got CD Zen, if he's still in here. We've got, is Praise Matthew still in here? Just looking through the chat. We got M1. Who else we got? Who else we got? Wing, I got. Tom's probably pieced already. Frank. Frank's here, I think. And I don't know if Anon's still here. Bomb short at 806. Oh yeah, Dennis is flying. Dennis is flying. Oh, we got Ellis. Probably off doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Anybody I'm missing, lads? Anybody I'm missing? Speak now or forever hold your marbles. Just don't tell me about it. Right? If you're gonna hold your marbles while you're playing, I don't want to know about it. Okay. What else we got? I know Zag's here. Zag. Nation. The Nation. 35. Fired up. This is my first marble race. Oh man, if you've never done this before, let's just say that I would take all the profits I made today. Well, maybe not all the profits I made today. I might get into trouble. Joshua. All right, 36. 36. Didn't quite get to 40. If we can pump this up another 4, then we'll give away a mentorship, but we'll do an ETF account to start things off. Start things off. Yeah, I would give a decent amount of my profits away just to be able to win one of these races. Missing Tulum. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I deeply apologize, but I'm gonna say Miz. Mizin. And good luck, my friend. Thank you for tuning into this stream. We have a blast. What was the fun one we did the other day? That was quite interesting. I think the lab was fun. I think this factory was fun too, wasn't it? That was sort of like a move at the end. What do we got? 37. 37, as they would say in Ireland. For a 100K static account. The factory. We nervous? I'm nervous. All right. Who's ready to win a 100K account? Eh? Let's go. Let's go. Good luck. For 100K. Crushed in the lead. Not to be outdone by Sam and Kohalik. Ms. Sid and Brian right on his tail. I think a whole bunch of people die right off the start. Did Reflex just sneak? Oh my goodness, there she goes. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sizzy and Salah right behind her. No prisoners. Where am I? Am I not even? I'm not even on the top 10. Oh, this isn't my race. That's all right. What happened? No, Reflex. Sizzy takes the lead. Tim. What's going on here? What's going on here? Salah coming in. His first marble race, but lots can happen, lads. Lots can happen. Here goes Sizzy. NQ, Nick and Brian right behind. Away we go on the conveyor. Bull coming in. I see my name, but I think I'm like last. What goes on here? They make the jump. Good. Good, good, good. Look at the distance. Hot. Hot, hot, hot. Good lads. Look at us go. Oh, Nick sneaks through. That was a quick left. Oh, no. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, bro. Ben takes the lead. Oh, jeer. Heartbreak. Ben. Ben. I think he's got it. I think he's got it. Yep. Good lad. First marble race, first win. Quit now. Quit now. Undefeated and untied. Wings. Nice second. Nice second. There goes Dim Sum. Sorry, bro. There's our top 10. Oh, God. Well, the fire is coming in hot. You see the fire? If we, those that don't finish, like myself, there they go. Come on, Marble, get on your horse. No. Tim. Tim, it's behind you, Tim. Oh, no. Right in the middle of the jump. Devastating. Congrats, Ben. All right, man. All right. So how this works is I'm going to get a Discord invite link, and just so I know that you guys are the person from, for example, Ben. So just message me on Discord and I'll send you that account over. All right. And I'm keeping notes and all that stuff too. Well, that was fun. I like that map. I like that map a lot, actually. 100K static goes to Ben Bresser. All right. Put me in, coach. Stallone, the investor. By the way, we do a community stream at least once a week. Usually it's on Thursdays. We actually did it on Thursday yesterday, but this is a weekly thing. Put me in. I think I already put you in there. I got you in there, Frank. I actually had you in there in spirit. Oh, you're already in Discord. Perfect. Perfect. Just send me a message and I'll send you that code over later on. 38 names. Cool. This is going to be for a strategy call. So again, fun stuff. Got some people from last week that never followed up with a strategy. Essentially what it is we sort of take structure and narrative into account, and we sort of look at your particular strategy if you do have one. If you don't have one, we can work with you guys to sort of figure that out. But the idea is that using our experience and our consistent payouts and everything that we get, what we try and do is we look at what is the foremost thing that's impeding you guys from moving forward. So in my opinion, everybody's got blocks at different ages of their strategy, right? You initially get a strategy, cool. Now you got to be able to implement that, okay? So now you start making money, cool. Now you got to do that consistently, cool. So now after stage 2 and you've broken through that consistent wall, now it's a psychological barrier where you know you can make money. Now you got to learn to stay out of trouble and how to do it consistently, okay? So that's wall number 3, and that's usually a psychological mental barrier. I already got you in there, Frank. I already got you in there. And then after that, it's basically just when to stay out of trouble, right? When to execute your strategy, when to not continue taking losses, or when we're wrong, or identifying that sooner, etc., etc. And for those of you guys that are legends and you want to learn how to scale like up to getting 100K payouts, right? Then we can work with you guys to that level as well. And there is a couple people in the Discord that we're working with privately to facilitate that too. Okay. Next one, 100K strategy. So we'll do not 100K strategy, just a strategy call. We'll do first place, obviously. And then, what should we do, lads? First death, or should we do... Yeah, should we do first death or last place? What do you guys think? Let's make this democratic. What do you guys think? We got 38. We need 2 more, and we'll give away a free mentorship as well. Unless you guys don't like making over $1,000 a day consistently. I mean, that's fair too. Everybody into the market or into the marble races. I know we're doing it in the middle of the day, but do I have Mikey in here? I do have Mikey in here, don't I? Yeah. Okay, we'll do first death then. Everybody into it. Let's go with Few will survive. Fun times. I think we liked this one, didn't we? This was like a heartbreaker at the end. I think this was fun. Yeah, we did that last week. Okay, first death and first place for strategies. Ready, set, and good luck, lads. Ken, let's go. How did Dim Sum already pass? And Sid, joining him. Dim Sum, congrats. That was quick. You wanted that strategy call, don't blame you. Sam taking no prisoners. Let's go. People passing away behind here. This is a quick one, eh? A lot of people passing. A lot of people running. Okay. Sam, ironically calling for last place. See a drama. There goes Demo. Crushed. Excuse me? Look at this guy. Oh no. He overshot. He went too far. Is it Zag? That'd be funny. CD. Coming in hot, but I think anything can happen at this bottom. What goes on? What goes on? Do they sneak? Do they sneak? Nope, nobody yet. Whoa, there goes the wife. See ya. Oh no. Oh no, is it Bizram? Is it Bizram? Yes, it is. Good lad. All right. Where are you? There you are. Snuck in there without a word. Doughty needs it, but absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. Haven't connected with you in a little while, actually. So it'll be fun. People overshooting? There goes Maria. God. Am I still up top there? About to get cranked by fire again? No, there I go. There I go. Oh, I can't get around. Oh! Yes, there we go. Okay, biz round. Dim sum. And everybody else in between. Good lads. You were third. Yes, you were. What should we do next? I think we'll give away another 100K. I think we'll give away another. Let's do, what are we gonna do for 100K? What are we gonna do for the 100K static? What are we gonna do for 100K static? This looks fun. I don't think we've ever tried this one before. Let's go. Let's go. Make sure I got Mendez on here. I'm pretty sure I do. Mendez stays awake. There you go. How far behind is it? Can you guys see that I'm choosing Castle Siege right now, or are you guys still in the race? Don't tell me it's that delayed that you guys are just hearing me now. All right. Bum, bum, bum. For 100K ETF. For all the lurkers. For all the lurkers. Let's go. I find YouTube very delayed. I know. I think Discord's a little bit quicker. Probably a little bit better audio as well, Ball. What? Oh no. Oh my God. That was devastating. I love this map. Sam, are you alright? What's going on, man? Oh no! This is chaos. This is chaos. I love this. Oh man. Brock making it to the end? Can he dodge the fire? This is insane. Nobody around him. Stay alive, bro. Stay alive, bro. Ah! Whoa. What? Alright, this is my new favorite map for sure. Can you make it? No, Brock! No! Oh my, is anybody gonna survive? Brian coming in hot? Alright. We got a while left before fire. Second trial. Can he make it? I think he's got it. Holden, all right. Sorry, Brock. That was devastating. That was devastating. No. All right, we gotta do this one again. Hey, there I'm in fourth. I mean, we're all playing for second now, but this map is insane. I love it. The chaos. You got 20 seconds left, and look at everybody way behind. Cranked by fire. Oh, run, drama. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Bang, bang. Carnage. Carnage. Do I make it? Get in there. No. Brian, is that your first one ever? Man, you've been here since inception. Glad to see you win something, man. That's ridiculous it's taken that long. Congrats. Major congrats. Alright, we're going to play that map again for the next 100K. Because I think that, like, if you're winning a 100K account, that's literally a trial by fire. That's literally like a trial by fire, right? Alright. Outrageous. I think Brock needs to take a moment. I don't blame him for that. We got any other lurkers? We need 2 more people in this. I want to give away a mentorship. We'll do another strategy session. We'll do last place and first place this time. You know, we'll do castle. Well, no, you know, we won't do castle. We'll do dojo. We'll do dojo. First place, last place. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. Strategy sessions. Wings in the lead. Wings could probably give them based off of your last week and a bit of trading, bro. Love the progress. There's Zag. I don't think Zag needs a strategy session, but we'll see. Wow, these are flying. Oh no. Oh, Zach. Doubt Zach needs it either. Let's see what happens here. NJ crushed. Again, first and last place, not deaths. Not deaths. Sevens. Sevens is flying away to the races. Brock, no. Zag's still going. I don't think Jesse needs it either. Who's coming in hot? Frank. Who's going to make it through? Jesse. They want us talking, man. You want a strategy session the other week too, and you gave it away. Not that you need it, of course, but. Oh my goodness. I want to see somebody get launched. Looks like Jesse's going to give it away again. Somebody get launched. Somebody get launched. Somebody get launched. Somebody. Jesse with the W. Again. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry, Sid. But thank you for your sacrifice for our entertainment. There comes the fire. We got 34 seconds. I think everybody's going to make it out alive. But again, last place. Last place. Watch it be me. Oh, Ken. Can you make it, bro? Can you make it before the fire? I think he's got it. 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 Did he get it? I think he did. Yeah, nice work. No doubt, Jesse. Sorry we annoyed you with our friendship. I'll leave you to determine what you want to do with that, bro. And then we'll do we have 2 people in here that aren't in here yet? My goodness. My goodness. 2 people. Put my little one in here just because she's probably watching the stream elsewhere in the house. And if she wins, then we'll figure that out. Let's do 100K. 100K. And I'm gonna go back to that castle one because that was way too much fun. Way too much fun. Okay. Yup, in the cafe. Okay. Right. Man, the price of cafes these days, I need to get another account just to be able to have some cafe money. Ben, all right. Ben making out like a bandit. Cool. That's your decision, bro. My goodness. Now, this is for the 100K static. If you've already won one, you only get one. Wings going after it. Wings going after it. Sizzy not to be denied. Right behind. Getting chopped around, though. Wings looks like he's made it through. But this is treacherous. Oh, no. Sent back. Sent back. Unforgettable love. Okay. I will put you in. I think you'll be number 40. And maybe we'll do another one after this for a bonus, and then I'll give away something. Wings still fighting for it. Cafes are expensive, yeah. It's outrageous. Wings! Wait, what happened to you, bro? Did you overshoot? Wings! All right, who's coming in hot? Is it Josh? Josh and Demo getting thrown around. Look at this. This is like World of Warcraft style. Look at this nonsense. MJ going after it. Gets denied. Socio. No. Socio. Castle says no. Brock coming in. Brock wants a vengeance from last time. Brock takes the lead. Let's go, Brock. No. Brock. There goes Dennis. Is it me? Is it Nick and Socio? Bizram coming in. Mikey! What a schmuck! What a guy! And he got knocked out too. He got knocked out. No. That's too funny. That's too funny. Too funny, too funny, too funny. We'll do another one. 24 seconds. Who's last? You guys want to see some fire? Sizzy. Come on, Reflex. Get on your horse. Brock, how'd you end up back here, bro? Boom, 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 and nice. All right, we'll do another one. We'll get Unforgettable in here as well. Mikey's gonna be so mad that he missed that. That's way too funny. Way too funny. Unforgettable. Can't type. All right, let's do that again because that map is chaotic. Where was it? I'm such a child at heart. And then we'll do a free mentorship as well at the end of this. Okay. All right. Who's feeling lucky? Who's feeling lucky? Let's go. For 100K static. Again. Chaos. Immediately. Nothing worse than getting excited and just immediately having your hopes and dreams crushed. No, bro. God damn. Dim sum. Going after it. And knocked back. NJ and Dennis. NJ. Oh, good dodge. Good dodge, NJ. Oh no, Ben. Ben. You've already won one though, bro. We'll have to go with second place. Which could be Maria or Crushed. Oh my goodness. Drama. A three-peat. Drama. Oh my. A lot of survivors this time. Only 4 passed. There's 5. Dennis. Dennis breaking away. Oh no. My goodness, this is a tight race, lads. This is a tight race, lads. Unforgettable. The new edition. The new edition. Zag, please win this for the laugh, Zag. Oh. CD, is he even here? Ruthless map. This is savage. Frank coming in somehow. Frank leaving the pack? Oh no. Ellis. Is anybody gonna live? Or is it like this is the longest it's taken? There goes Frank. There goes Frank. Getting a little bit of a boost from the artillery. Where is he? Oh, he's still alive. Let's go, Frank. Let's go, Frank. Let's go, Frank. Let's go, Frank. Frank! Woo! All right. Good lad. Good lad. Oh, okay, so the timer does start after somebody wins. Got it. Frank. We'll see what goes on here. Seeing the fire come in is, it's savage, but it's so entertaining. Just purging the entire map. Disaster. Congrats, Frank. You got a 100K ETF account, bro. Static as well. Look at the disparity. 40 seconds between first and second. Thought I died and checked out. We'll do one last one. Community map. Winner takes the 1 month of mentorship. We ended up with 40 people. Congrats, guys. What do we think? Robotic? Express delivery? I don't think we've done that one yet. No, we haven't. Few will survive. Nasty. Multi-lane madness? Yeah, let's do this one. I haven't done this one yet. Okay, for a free mentorship. Let's go. We'll do this live on webcam and everything next week too. That'll be fun. Banger stream, banger fun. Counts given away. Payouts secured. What could possibly go wrong? Here we go, lads. Good luck. 1 month to change your trading and your life. Let's go. Let's go. Wow, okay. That's kind of fun. Excuse me? Did he bounce off? No! Treacherous map. Look at this. This is like pod racing. These guys in the lead, or are these guys in the lead behind? Which lane is faster? People are dying all over the place. I'm just gonna wait at the end because I have no idea what's going on here. Anybody in the fast lane? I don't think so. Oh yeah, we got a few guys. Ben. See if they bypass this this thing. This will be fun to watch. Boing, and he's got some speed too. He's got some speed. Who emerges? It's Oscar. Oscar followed closely by Dim Sum. Miss Sin coming in hot around the corner. And Oscar gets it. All right, Oscar. Good lad. Good lad. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's go. I'm pretty sure everybody that's still alive is gonna avoid the fire, no problem. There I am, nearly in last place, where this marble belongs. Mercy. Come on, Josh. We got you, Josh. You got lots of time. Walk it in. Here we go. 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 Hey, there he goes. All right. Waldo 9. Good lad. Okay, lads. Those of you guys that won 100Ks, hit me up on Discord. I'm gonna make a social media post congratulating you guys, and huge thanks to ETF as well for giving these accounts as well. And yeah, I think that was a lot of fun. Look at this nonsense, right? Who could have predicted this? I did expect a little bit more, but that 15 was nasty, right? We did actually close underneath. We did trade back in and then left, right? So I did expect that, but this was a little bit violent outside of the area of interest here. Back into the morning range, right? So we get that 15-minute expansion, right? That 15-minute expansion. We expect to trade back in after we hit the extension, and then we expect continuation until proven otherwise. That was nasty, right? But honestly, don't really see any real way of getting involved. Maybe this failure, and then there's no real change in order flow or anything like that for me. No 5-minute inversion or anything like that. Not really. And 15-minute really didn't give a reason to get involved either. No. So yeah, if you guys are still trading on Friday, OPEC or quad witching, make sure you guys are careful. I think final targets would be 65. You probably get a movement back in, and then something like this. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, lads, and we'll see you guys in the Discord for post market if you're gonna join. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend. Bye 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 bye.